What's up, everybody? Well, I got another video for you guys today, and today we're gonna do a quick little unboxing and look around of this FLYDIGI APEX 4 Elite gaming controller, and it's obviously the Black Myth Wukong edition. Although I don't even know, do they have a Black Myth Wukong edition? I didn't really look really hard. I just kind of saw this and was like, ooh, that looks cool. I'm gonna buy it. Need a new controller. Only reason I'm really upgrading, or not even upgrading, just getting a new controller from my Turtle Beach Stealth Ultra is the ones I got hooked up to my main computer. It's never really been in perfect working order. It's never fully charged from the factory. It gets horrible battery life compared to its carbon copy that's hooked up to my big screen TV. I mean, that thing with all of its RGB on and stuff will get me like 13, 14 hours. The other one will get like 8. So it's never been great. It'll charge up to like 94%, and I don't think that just not being able to charge up from 94 to 100 is the cause of it. I think the whole thing is just a pile. So, not surprisingly, I gamed enough on it to where the Y button sometimes doesn't really want to work. And that doesn't really cut it, especially if you play games where you have to use the Y a lot. What's up, Miston? Just came over here and was just like making a bunch of random noises. Anyway, back to the video at hand. So, figured we'd do a quick unboxing. If it's got software or anything, we'll take a quick look at that too. Obviously, take a closer look at the controller, compare it maybe next to a couple other Xbox controllers I have lying around, stuff like that. So, I'd say it's about time to get started. So, of course, to start an unboxing, you have to have a cool knife. So, this one's insanely sharp. I don't really want to damage the box, but I might have gone a little bit too light. Let's see, did it actually cut anything? No, I was too weak on it. It's sharp, but it's not sharp enough to just let its weight do the cutting. But I didn't want to, you know, have a big cut mark going across the box. Still kind of do. But it didn't completely cut it, just kind of left an indent. Wow, that freaking stuff is strong. Usually that stuff just rips to pieces. Guess they're using some pretty good ass wrap. Throw that away before Misty gets it. Nope, you can't have that. You'll choke on that. She hears that tape or whatever and bam, there she is. Hey, I'm here. So let's just take a quick look around it real fast here. Set the camera up a little bit better so you guys can get a better look at it. There's the front. Like most things are in Chinese, so I unfortunately can't really read anything, but it at least says its name, Apex 4 Elite Gaming Controller. Then on the top, you've got a little Chinese symbol. Nothing on this side. On the back, you got like pretty much what the controller looks like, probably bragging rights and stuff, and telling you, yeah, what it's got in it. Got Bluetooth, wireless, and wired, and it does. Whoa, hello, it's a Misty. What you doing? You want to be in the video? What a silly kitty. Anyway, tells you what it comes with, and it supports Android, Windows, apparently not Mac though. Anyway, and then nothing on that side either. And all right, and I think we're about ready to unbox. So there we go. So far, that's a pretty nice way to unbox. Just have a little slide things. I miss those. Not too many people use the little slide things. Oh, we've got another piece of tape. I thought we were done with the, whatchamacallit, the knife, but we are not. And usually you don't want to cut towards yourself, but I'm gonna break that rule because I'm pretty careful. Luckily, I've never once cut myself with a knife yet. Not a single solitary time. All right, so to start with, they give you this cool looking little picture. That's pretty sweet. Followed by foam to keep everything all safe. That's always good to see. We'll just get that out of the way. And then you've got the controller at hand. Comes with a nice braided cable. That's neat. Although it's a little weird. I wonder why it's got blue in it. I mean, I'm not really trying to color coordinate my cables with my case or anything. I'm not that into it. I know some people have like a super color coordinated thing going on, so that might clash. Then you've got your USB dongle, which is, I guess, the reason why it can do 2,000 megahertz polling rate versus the 1,000 that the older version did, apparently. I'm not good enough to notice the difference between any of that, so that's not why I bought it. I bought it because it looked badass. All right, now let's actually get this out of here, and now we can have a closer look at the actual controller itself. Ooh, yep, that's definitely metal. Unlike the Stealth Ultra, which I thought was metal, but it was just plastic that they brushed to make feel like it metal. This actually feels cold to the touch. All right, nice. I was hoping these was gonna stay clicky. They move around a little bit, but I'm not gonna lie, almost every controller I've ever used, these keys move just a little bit. All right, and then you've got 2 more buttons here. Honest to God, this feels almost like set up very similar to my Turtle Beach. Then you've got your little thumbsticks with pre-installed little thumbstick covers. Oh, interesting. They literally use the same, all right, so these don't probably click then. But yeah, these feel like exactly the same as my Stealth, or Turtle Beach Stealth Ultras. Like almost the exact carbon copy. Once we get them, we'll have to look, but it sure feels just like it. Even the little grooves they've got. What in the heck is up with that? What goes there? Looks like something like slots down onto the USB-C port or whatever. All right, and then you've got your little back bumpers here and your off and on switch. And then it's got little things on here. You can, I have ordered it now. I didn't know it didn't come with it, but it comes with a little dock where you can just plop it in there and charge. And I've got very used to that with my Turtle Beach, so I had to have that. And then of course you got a screen, and it's even got little things for you to tighten or loosen how your thumbsticks feel, which is pretty cool. My Stealth Ultra doesn't do that. And it's got some little grip, and yeah, doesn't Doesn't look like it's got a, whatchamacallit, a mic out though. So you're not gonna be doing any talking through your controller on that thing. But I'm using it on PC, I was never gonna do that anyway. Oh, and then I think that's it. I don't think there's gonna be anything under there. I think there's just this little thing left. And this is probably just gonna have your warranty information, user's manual, what have you. I'm willing to bet money. Yep, user's manual, which is something you can also scan. I'm probably gonna need, it looks like everything's in Chinese, so I'm probably going to need to read that to figure out how to change the damn blasted thing into English, because I can't read a lick of Chinese. I'm one of those dumb Americans who can only speak English and only barely at that. But everybody else sits there and tries to make fun of other people. Like, oh, can't you even speak English? And then meanwhile, they're talking to somebody who can speak like 13 languages. And it's like, yeah, wow, you can speak that English, buddy. You sure showed them. And then they're sitting there speaking like 13, 14 other languages flawlessly, which you wouldn't be able to understand. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. That's pretty much that. So let's get all this box stuff out of the way, and then we'll get a super close-up of the controller, and then maybe go compare it to some other controllers or something like that. And then, of course, take a look at the software that comes with it, if there is any. I'm willing to bet there is. Now let's just take a really close look at this thing. You guys can just take a better look. You've got your, again, you've got your little tensioners there. Oh, I bet you that tensioner is in there too. At least I hope so. I hope they gave you a tool for that. I mean, I could just use a screwdriver too, but so it's not the end of the world. And you got your buttons there, got your little screen, you got your select, got your start, got cool thumbsticks, and you can take these things off. They come pre-installed with the little thumbstick guards, but I like them, so I kept them on. And then, because I play so many games, I ruin the stock one. So I almost always keep one on there now. Now I get that. It's not just for grip, it's so you don't ruin your stock thing and then have to rip your controller apart trying to fix it, you know? I still wonder. I never saw anything on the site that had anything that looked like it locked on there, but it literally looks like something goes ka-chunk and locks down. Very interesting. Now again, we've got our bumpers and our on switch. And then it's got nice rubberized grip, so it's not gonna fall out of your hand. This thing is pretty hefty for a controller, but I don't mind that. I like heavy things. I know it doesn't actually equal quality, but I don't know. I still like a nice hefty thing in my hands versus, you know, something that feels like a Tonka toy. Kind of like my Stealth, honestly. My Turtle Beach Stealth thing, that thing never screamed quality to me. I like the clicky buttons for like the A buttons and stuff, but some of the other stuff felt kind of chintzy to me, especially compared to this controller. But anyway, speaking of that, why don't we go grab a couple other Xbox controllers to compare this thing to real quick, just for shits and giggles. So here it is, next to a plethora of other controllers I happen to have. We got our Scuff controller right here, which technically speaking kind of just feels like your average run-of-the-mill Xbox controller, but you just kind of make it your own with a couple added benefits. So I went crazy and color coordinated it the way I like, and this thing ended up being like $320 with shipping and everything. So super overpriced for what it is, but you do get a headphone jack. You got another little thing there you can plug something in. I don't know what, probably a microphone I want to say, the bigger headset probably, and maybe some other accessories. Pretty decent D-pad, not the best, not the worst. I kind of like it. It kind of feels just like this one, only this one's raised, which I kind of like a little more. Mute switch, power on and off. And then on the back, this is its cool party trick. It has these cool little things that you're supposed to put it in your hands, and then you can just push up and back to hit them. It's pretty neat. And then of course you can lock. It's not the most intuitive way to lock, but you can unlock them, and then they have the clickies. Had to take it off camera so you guys could hear. I figured there's no way you'd actually hear the clickies with my little mic all the way on my shirt. So that's that one. Kind of overpriced, but its party trick is the cool back thingies, the clicky buttons for first-person shooters, and the fact that you can make it look however the hell you want. So that's its party trick, but definitely overpriced for what it is. I think underneath it all, it's just a normal Xbox controller under there. I don't think they use any super special sticks or buttons. All of this stuff just feels like a normal controller, and that's okay. Xbox did a great job with their stock controller. That thing I never sat there and thought, oh man, this thing sucks. I just figured, might as well get something cool. But anyway, so that's that guy. We're done with him. Figure we'll go to the Wolverine version 3 Pro. So this is a nice controller. I really like this controller. Right now, before I got this one, and I don't know how much I'll like it, this is my favorite controller right now. I like my Turtle Beach, but I never liked how it feels in my hand. This thing, on the other hand, feels great. It's got the same clicky buttons, as you can hear. This thing clicks, like everything feels clicky. Really nice Hall effect. Every single one of these besides this one. This one doesn't even have Hall effect sticks for its $300 price. All the rest of them are Hall effect sticks. And then this one's got like 3 buttons up here, so you've got like even more buttons. I mean, you're buttoned out. You'd be able to do a fucking 860 no scope, no problem if you're that kind of player. And then on the back, you've got your same little locks, which does make it click, so that's pretty cool. I always like the ones that have the mouse click, but I don't think my Turtle Beach or the new one controller are going to do that. And then this one, you've got your back buttons, and they're basically made so they fit right into your fingers, so you can just... I guess I probably should have showed you guys upside down like that too. Sometimes when I make these videos, I don't really think. Misty, don't jump up there right now. I'm trying to make a video. But anyway, and that's pretty much it for the Razor 3. And as you can see, I tore off this because it kind of felt like one of those stickery things that you peel off. It was not one of those stickery things that you peel off. So now that kind of looks like garbage, but who really cares what it looks like? It performs fine. Oh, and it too has a actual headphone jack. So now we can move on to the Turtle Beach. This is the thing I used on both of my TV PC and my main PC. It doesn't feel very good compared to the rest of controllers. Even this one feels more well put together. This one just kind of feels... It's not quite as bad as this, but it kind of feels like that Mad Catz controller you'd give your friends when they'd come over so they wouldn't break your good controllers. I mean, the thumbsticks feel alright, but I don't know. They don't feel very good, even compared to these. So far, these and these feel the best. Yeah, those two definitely feel great. Third, and then this just feels bad. But regardless, it's not the end of the world. It's still a pretty nice controller. I haven't had any of the problems where it disconnects constantly like other people were having. I like the D-pad a lot. A lot of people hate it, but I like it. Still not as much as this one, but pretty nice. I've got the little thumbstick protectors on there because, like I said, when I play games, I wear those out real quick. And then, as I said, these look very similar. Now that I look at them, they're not quite the same as on the FLYDIGI, but they sure do look similar. Got your USB out, got your lock, but these don't click. That's their thing. They still lock, and you can have almost no pressure to push it, but nothing like having a click. The click's gonna win and be quicker every time. But I don't use these for first-person shooters like a lot of people do, so that's a moot point for me. You got your back. Very, very clicky buttons, I might add. And then that's pretty much that for this guy. And then you've got RGB, you've got a screen, you've got buttons that control the screen, probably just like this thing has. Although this one has them too. I think that's like the share button and stuff, because yeah, this has it too. I think that was all stuff they added on the Series X. I don't think that used to be a thing on the Xbox One and the 360 controllers. And then of course you've got your FLYDIGI here, which is great. But yeah, see what I mean? Those things looked very similar. But now that I look at them side by side, they're similar but not the same. But that's why I'm glad I didn't say it uses the exact same triggers. Because I didn't know that. I was like, oh, those seem really similar. But all right, I'd say that's pretty much that. I know it's not like super scientific or anything like that, but that's just it compared to some of the other Xbox controllers I have lying around the house. And they're all cool in their own right. So hopefully I'll like this one and it'll become my favorite. But if it doesn't, I'll make another video and tell you why. But anyway, now I'm sure it's got some software. So why don't we go check it out and update it if it has some firmware updates and all that good shit, and turn it on for the first time too, no less. All right, let's have ourselves a quick look at this software from FLYDIGI Space Station. That's what they call it. And there's the home page. You got your own configurations. You can do shooting, fighting, racing. You can probably add your own configurations too. There's all the different configuration info there. And all of these are saying no, because I haven't set up any of the back buttons or anything yet, but it would probably say what button it's doing had I set it up. You can also mess with every single button in here, I do believe. I could be wrong, but I don't see why it would let me click on it if I couldn't mess with it. You can also fiddle around with your joysticks, both left and right. And I like how it actually shows on the side here, it changing from the left and right instead of just being a black screen and being all boring. It's just nice little additions like that I like. Even has a gyro. I don't know too many controllers that have them. This is the only one I know of. Maybe they all do and I just don't know it. And then you can also mess with your triggers, which I do believe are Hall effect as well. So you don't have like back locking mechanisms to like lock them into that really small mode where you can like get quick kills for first person shooters. Then you've got your general tab over here, which is just controller vibration and the sensitivity and all that stuff. So then if we go over here, you got your adaptive triggers. Huh, I guess Black Myth Wukong wasn't in there. I could have sworn it would have been. That's kind of funny how the game controller isn't a supported game for it, you know? Although I don't really know what they would do with them in this particular game, but hey, they could have done something. And I love that. Empty game name. Very true. At least the second one. The first one's all right. Not a big fan of the second. Anyway, though, You turn that on for gaming platform Steam. I don't know, maybe they'll add more later. There's your status bar. I picked the one that shows your battery and all that stuff, but you don't have to. It can just be the picture itself if you don't want all that info. They come with a bunch down here that you can add, and you can even add your own by clicking the more here. But if you do add your own, you have to be careful because it does say right here, if it exceeds 130 px, it will automatically not work. And then here's your test page, so you can see if you got any dead zones or anything like that. Now, I have noticed when you're going around here, it doesn't look like a perfect circle, if you can see, if I go real slow. But that didn't really seem to do anything when I was playing Black Myth Wukong, and you can probably fix that in this software, too. There's probably something in there for making it a perfect circle or something like that. Because who knows, maybe making it that way makes it suck for something else. I'm not a big controller guy for the most part. I just got this because I thought it was awesome, and my stealth controller broke. I just kind of use them to play my console-esque games. I don't use them for first-person shooters or anything. I use keyboard and mouse for that. But looks like all of our keys work, so that's good. And then you also have Switch mode, so you can use this on a Switch. Unless I'm completely misunderstanding the screen, but the way I see it is it would be used for the Nintendo Switch. And it's basically very similar to the PC configuration screen. Then at the very top here, you can update your controller, the dongle, the triggers, the LCD, and the Nearlink, which is the thing that makes everything all speedy. And so, like, awesome. And that's the little saying. I think that'll pop up, but for some reason it doesn't want to work while I'm recording. But that's pretty much that. For the software, it's pretty damn nice. They could have made it, I thought it was going to be very bare bones, but I was pleasantly surprised. They did a very nice job on here. It doesn't seem to use a lot of resources or anything like that. It doesn't seem overly complicated. And they went the extra mile, even making it look nice. But anyway, why don't we go and play ourselves a little Black Myth Wukong now? All right, so here's the settings we're going to run here, just for those interested. Now, I honestly don't know if frame gen's on or off by default, but it's whatever that Chinese symbol up there says it is. And yeah, if it comes into the game and says we're getting like 400 FPS, we'll know frame gen's probably on. Or the frame rate counter is broken, one of the two. But regardless, this is more about how the game plays with the controller and how it looks anyway, more than FPS, but I just leave that up there for fun. Well, all right, here we are in the game. And yeah, I'm willing to bet A, frame gen is on, and B, that frame time graph is broken as all shit. Because if it was really getting that kind of frame time spikes, it would look absolutely disgusting right now. Yeah, it looks like smooth as butter. But I'm not controlling it yet, so... This is such a cool scene. And also, I really like this fight up here, which is why I chose to just start a new game. I already beat it before, though I haven't played it in forever, so I'm probably going to suck and not remember how to do anything. I play way too many games, that's my problem. I'll play one game at a time, get really decent at that one game, and then if I try to go back to that one game after like even a month, I'm just like god-awful. I love the freaking clouds and everything that like float around here as you're fighting. Alright, we're just going to skip this, though, otherwise the video will be like 40 minutes of just talking. Not really 40 minutes, but it does take a while to get through all their conversations before you get into any fighting. I remember that from doing my gameplay videos on this game. See, look at all the freaking clouds, like, spin around as you're hitting things with your staff. That's just so cool. Although no matter what on everything, when you look at the monkey guy, when he's like moving around, it looks like he's got like weird like aura around him of just weirdness. And that happens like no matter what you do. Such a fun little fight to get you used to how to play a little bit though. Although it is cool how they don't make you, like, instantly die, either. Like most of these like kind of games, like, oh, dude, the guy hits you once or twice, you lose, and then it'll just throw you into the game, and then you just have to figure it all out for yourself. That's kind of what Elden Ring did to me. I fought like my first boss, got hit twice, died, and then it was like, all right, figure everything else for yourself. I'm like, okay, gotcha. I don't have a problem with that, but the way this game did it was just fun. Such a fun game, though. Yeah, both this and Expedition 33 are like two of my favorite games that have come out in the recent years. By far. Obviously, completely opposite games. Not saying they're the same kind of game, but they're just two of my favorites so far. And don't get me wrong, as a Final Fantasy fan, I liked Rebirth, but it did run like dookie on PC. I had to go through a couple hoops to get it to run smoothly, but after I did that, God, it was beautiful on there. But this game's also gorgeous, too. I mean, hell, I'm pretty sure without frame gen and DLSS and stuff, this game would be brought down to its knees. Or my computer would be brought down to its knees by this game, I mean. Uh-oh, he's getting pissed. Uh-oh, he's pissed. Oh, shit, he's pissed. Fuck you, dude. Get your ass back down here. Man, it's been a while since we've had some of that hit ASMR in my videos either, because I stopped doing voiceovers for my gameplay videos. I just talk during the camera recorded gameplay portion of the gameplay now. So it's kind of fun to do this again. But hey, it got to be too much, and a lot of people didn't like when I talked. Like, I'm sure a lot of people just would like it if I didn't talk at all during this and just let the video play and didn't say a word. Anyway, though, controller, phenomenal. It feels fast, responsive, feels good in the hand. The rumble is absolutely great. And this game is phenomenal. So much action-packedness. So much special effects. Can you imagine how much power you would have to be able to knock something of that size off its feet? This guy is so badass. No, I don't think that I will. That's a good thing, too. That thing looked like it had some power behind it. Look what it did to that damn mountain. But now, we wrap up. Well, alright guys, that is a wrap for this video. Yeah, man, this controller is badass. Fits in my hands really nice. I like the weight of it. Feels nice. Much better than the Turtle Beach controller. That never quite felt right. And it did indeed come with a little tool to tighten the stuff up. It was just mixed in with the documentation. Glad I took another look in there and then didn't just put it back in and go, where's my tool? So it does come with that. So obviously it does not come with a carrying case or anything like that. So if you want one of those, you're just gonna have to buy one of them from the company separately or use whatever other one you want to use. Who knows? Maybe some other company makes an actual Black Myth Wukong like Xbox controller container or something like that somebody would rather have. I don't know. Maybe they even have one for this controller that is Black Myth Wukongified, but didn't come with it. But either way, nor did the little stand. But I bought that, and I would make a review on that, but I don't think anybody really cares that much about a little stand that wirelessly charges. Well, not even wirelessly charges. It still has wires. It's just you set the thing on it and it wirelessly charges it. Basically, all that means is you don't have to stick the thing in there, just like with your cell phone. But well, not quite. This is just a pin contact system to charge. Cell phones literally use wireless. Anyway though, very fun video for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it too, and that's pretty much that. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out guys.